What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and this is the Blacklist Season 4, Episode 9, Lipet Seafood Company. So, yeah, here's another one that somehow I missed last week. I don't know how, but somehow in going through all of the reviews, going through all the shows that I had to catch up on, I missed last week's episode, so this is me catching up on it. And this is obviously starting off the second half of the season. Does a pretty good job of it, in my opinion. Obviously, we still don't know what the big story is going to be about because this one sort of wraps up nicely at the end, but it is an interesting one. Now, that being said, the one thing that I do want to talk about, because it's something that I remembered about 15 minutes into the episode. As I'm watching it, I remember one of the previews before we got to this half of the season. One of the previews for this half of the season was showing one of the agents will betray the team. And then it shows Cooper standing in front of somebody and saying, you need to think about where your loyalties lie. And it looked like Samar. And I'm like, so does that mean she's the one that betrays them? And then next thing you know, all of a sudden she's going to meet some Mossad members and helps them out, lies to the team about them. And I'm just like, yeah, there you go. Thanks for me not being surprised, TV show. Like, why would you ruin that? That could be something that once it happens, you're like, holy crap, Samar, why? But because I already knew it was going to happen, I was just like, oh, well, there you go. I knew that was coming. There's no surprise to it anymore. That's kind of upsetting to me. But aside from that, the rest of the episode was pretty good. Nothing too crazy yet. Basically, it was all about this Mossad strike force led by Samar goes in and steals some sort of drive that had codes to attack something in Jerusalem, maybe? I don't. Honestly, it was buried under a bunch of details and exposition that my mind just kind of went somewhere else while they were explaining all of it. I'm like, I can't follow this. But yeah, it was the Mossad were trying to get this data from them, and then the people that had the data that were trying to attack, I guess Israel, but they were trying to get it back from them, and so that's what this is all about: is them going after the Mossad team members, and of course the one that led it all was Samar. So they end up kidnapping her and trying to kill Wrestler, but he manages to survive, so he gets the team ready to find her. They find the Mossad strike force, and then, kind of work together, but then the guy that I guess was in love with Samar, and I guess she used to be in love with him, he sneaks out with the data that he's going to trade for Samar's life, so they go after him, and then he gets Samar back, and then Wrestler and the FBI show up just in time to get to the drone that's carrying the data, and then he stops Farouk, and probably one of the coolest scenes this season. They're sitting there fighting, then all of a sudden Wrestler grabs him and throws him up under a car that's coming on really fast. And I'm just like, go Wrestler. That was awesome. But yeah, it was a bunch of information. It was not really furthering the main story except for what Reddington was doing. But as far as the case in this one, what the FBI are doing, that didn't really further anything. It was just pretty much concealed to this one episode, and that's why I said I don't really know what the second half of the season is going to be about, because that ended. I was wondering if maybe they were going to get away with the data, and so then this story may continue on a little bit farther, but it doesn't. It stops right here. But like I said, the other thing to talk about is what Reddington was doing. We see he's trying to get in touch with the, I guess, soon-to-be President of the United States, and so he's trying to go through his staff. This one guy keeps just railroading him, not letting him anywhere near the future president. And so Reddington just does everything he can, and then finally gets the chance to talk to the president. And we find out at the end of it all, apparently it was to get the presidential pardon for Liz on killing the Secretary General. I think that was the Attorney General, Secretary General. I'm getting words all confused now. But yeah, gives her the presidential pardon, so now she can be an agent again. And on the one hand, I'm a little bit disappointed just because it was interesting seeing her working with the task force but not being an agent, just because it was different for her. She had to cope with it. It was something that it really hit her hard whenever she lost her badge. She wants to be an agent in the FBI, so losing that was like losing a part of herself. So the fact that she has it back, while interesting for the show, also kind of cuts off that storyline where I thought we were finally getting into a bit of a rhythm and just like, okay, she's finally starting to learn a little bit how not to be an agent, but how to still work with the team. And so now all of a sudden she has it back, and I'm just like, it felt like it could go a little bit longer, but it's still good, it's still interesting, but that's pretty much it for this episode. Like, it was fairly straightforward. You had the case and you had Reddington stuff, and that's it. The stuff with Alexandra Kirk from last season is pretty much pushed to the side in this episode. Aside from like the first few minutes where Cooper's yelling at Reddington about it, but Reddington's just like, enough of that. We need to focus on something new now. So yeah, it was interesting enough, but hopefully things do pick up from here and become more focused and not so back and forth on we're this case and this case. I want a good connected storyline, because that's more interesting than just watching case by case episodes. So we'll see what happens. But for now, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What did you like and dislike about this episode? Let me know. We can talk about and discuss all that good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future Blacklist reviews, and I'll see you at the next one. Peace out.